Well, this is an elite group that I would like to be a part of.
Well, you are now. Welcome to the family. So, Lisa.
Pickering councillor Lisa Robinson on a far-right podcast July 30th. The podcast host attacking her fellow councillors as pedophiles, sharing their phone numbers.
All right. Phone these pedophiles and tell them how disgusted you are.
The far-right podcaster Kevin Johnston has had a years-long cross-Canada fight in criminal and civil courts. In 2019, for example, an Ontario judge issued an injunction against him and forced him to pay $2.5 million for what the judge described as hate speech at its worst when he called Toronto restaurateur Mohamed Faki a terrorist and a baby killer.
Ugh, dude, go to the gym, for real.
After Johnston attacked Pickering's mayor for his weight, he took aim at a Muslim councillor for being absent from votes around LGBTQS+ issues. And Robinson can be seen nodding along throughout.
Isn't that bizarre? He's a Muslim. He's not supposed to like this stuff. His book says that if a man is a homosexual, you must light them on fire, behead them, or throw them off a cliff. And he's voting for this radical LGBTQ perversion stuff. Wow. That's
I thought I would have an ally with him, like, you know, when I was trying to bring my 3 motions forward, which we're going to get into, but definitely not.
I think it was egregious what was happening on that podcast.
Pickering Mayor Kevin Ash now sending a letter to the Premier asking for stronger penalties for municipal code of conduct breaches, while also submitting a new violation inquiry with Pickering's Integrity Commissioner.
She should have been condemning those words. Instead, she was condoning those words, and I think it's the final straw in regards to an escalating a number of issues that we've had with Councillor Robinson.
In September 2021, the Federal Conservatives dumped her as a candidate in a Toronto riding over tweets the party said were Islamophobic that Robinson denied at the time. She was then elected to Pickering Council in 2022, and this past October, Robinson was sanctioned by the city's Integrity Commissioner and docked 90 days' pay for 3 motions she put forward, eliminating gender-neutral change rooms, making drag storytime readings 18+, and a rule that would have blocked pride flags on city buildings.
First of all, I just want to make it clear that I do not condone anything that Mr. Johnson said on his podcast.
In an interview with CBC News, Robinson disavowed Johnston and accused her fellow councillors of disparaging her name.
I'm trying to get the truth about what's happening in Pickering politics and, you know, the corruption, the perceived bribery, the coercion that I'm seeing ever since I became a councillor.
The mayor says he has no idea what she's talking about.
I asked for her to confirm any allegations that I could investigate with our staff. She has yet to respond to that as well.
The rest of council was also invited on the podcast.
And I hope they're watching. I sent a letter in to these pedophiles, inviting them to come on the show and maybe counter anything that you're going to say. And not one replied.
I'm not surprised.
And the email was essentially inviting us to come on and defend our positions as pedophiles and those who benefit from having sex with children. So, like, right there, I'm obviously not gonna respond to that or engage with that.
Councillor Mara Nagy ignored her invite, choosing to watch online.
I was offended and horrified when it was happening. And that was before they even started in on me.
Morbidly obese, sloppy haircut, big glasses, weird expression on her face. She looks like the ringleader. It looks like she's the one in charge. Does she have like more influence than anybody else?
She's actually a teacher, believe it or not.
I don't know why I didn't expect that. It's part of a pattern, right, for her. So it wasn't a new idea. It's, I think, the most egregious.
Nagy says she's often at odds with Robinson, especially after Robinson penned an op-ed in February against Black History Month and wrote a post about International Women's Day that Nagy called transphobic. Nagy says the hate Robinson spews is putting her security at risk.
I have been followed home. I've had my car scratched. I've been verbally harassed and accosted in public.
This is not about raising your profile. It's not about a political argument. It's wholly and grossly inappropriate behavior, which should end now.
The mayor hopes the province introduces tougher penalties for councillors violating codes of conduct to bring peace back to Pickering Council while not stifling debate. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.